All right. Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive.
Yeah.
And today we're going to be looking at
Yes.
real estate
Uh-huh.
pain points.
I love it.
Um, we have a document here
Okay.
that goes through a lot of the challenges faced
Right.
by real estate professionals,
Yeah.
and it kind of breaks it down
Okay.
into different categories.
Gotcha.
But there's one area
Mm.
that is just brutal, and that is transaction coordination.
Yes.
So we're going to go through that today.
Okay. Yeah.
The document lists a whole bunch of them.
Right.
So we have like manual documentation and paperwork,
Mhm.
client communication management,
Yeah.
property showings and open houses,
Right. Yeah.
market research and
Yeah.
pricing,
Mhm.
lead generation and marketing.
It's a lot.
And
but
transaction
it's
coordination.
And transaction coordination.
Yeah, and it says that transaction coordination is the most painful.
It is. It's
Yeah.
and
I think that's what we want to look at.
yeah, let's dig into that.
Why is it so painful?
I think all of those things that you just listed are definitely pain points.
Right.
But you're right. Transaction coordination is where the rubber meets the road and everything comes together, and it can be really, really challenging.
Okay, so
Okay.
let's dive into
Mhm.
transaction coordination
Okay.
specifically.
So the document here
Yeah.
breaks it down into
Five.
5
Yeah.
key areas
Yeah.
of pain in transaction coordination.
So what are those?
The first is managing multiple moving parts.
Okay.
The second one is constant crisis management.
Mm-hmm.
The third one is financial and legal risks.
Okay.
The fourth is the time investment.
Mhm.
And the fifth is client expectations.
Okay, so let's go through those one by one.
Yeah.
So first, managing multiple moving parts.
Yes.
What makes that so challenging?
Well, it's just that. There are so many different things happening at the same time.
Right.
You've got the buyer,
Mm-hmm.
you've got the seller,
Yeah.
you've got the lender,
Right.
you've got the title company,
Mm-hmm.
you might have inspectors, appraisers, and
Yeah.
you've got all these deadlines that
That-
you have to keep track of.
Yeah, and I imagine there are a lot of deadlines.
A lot of deadlines.
Wait.
The document says anywhere from 20 to 50
Oh, wow.
deadlines
Oh.
in a given transaction.
So that's a lot to keep track of.
It is a lot.
All right, so next we have
Yeah.
constant crisis management.
Constant crisis management.
So what kind of crises are we talking about?
So it can be anything, really. It could be something like the
Yeah.
inspection reveals some unexpected repairs,
Yeah.
or maybe the appraisal comes in low,
Mhm.
or the buyer's financing falls through.
Yeah.
So these are all things that can just completely derail a
Mhm.
transaction.
Yeah, and I imagine that causes a domino effect.
It does,
Right.
because everything is so interconnected. If
Oh.
one thing goes wrong,
Hmm.
it can delay the closing and,
Yeah. Put the deal at risk.
Exactly.
All right, so
Yeah.
next we have financial and legal risks.
Financial and legal risks.
Yeah.
So this is a big one because real estate deals involve a lot of money
Yeah.
and there's a lot of legal paperwork.
Mhm.
And so if you make a mistake,
Right.
it can be very costly.
Okay.
You could miss a deadline, you could overlook a document,
Yeah.
you could make an error in the paperwork,
Mhm.
and that could void a contract,
Wow.
or it could lead to financial losses,
Mhm.
or you could even be sued.
Right.
So
Yeah, so the stakes are high.
the stakes are very high.
All right, and next we have
We have the time investment.
the time investment.
This is something that a lot of people don't realize how much time it actually takes to coordinate a transaction.
So
Document here says
Yeah.
that on average,
Okay.
it takes 15 to 20 hours
Wow.
per transaction.
And is that like 15 to 20 hours?
That's just the average.
Oh, wow.
It can be much more than that,
Okay.
depending on the complexity of the deal.
And so,
And that's time spent, tracking deadlines,
Oh, yeah.
reviewing documents, communicating with all the different parties,
Yeah.
putting out fires.
Right. And I imagine you have to work
Oh, yeah.
evenings and weekends
These things we can.
to get it all done.
Absolutely.
All right.
And then lastly,
we have
client expectations.
client expectations.
And this can be a really tough one
Okay.
because buying or selling a home
Mm-hmm.
is a very emotional experience for people.
Right.
It's usually the biggest financial transaction of
Yeah.
their lives. And so they're going to have
Yeah.
a lot of anxiety,
Yeah.
a lot of stress. They're
Right.
going to want constant updates.
Yeah.
They're going to want reassurance.
Right.
They're going to want someone to hold their hand through the whole
Okay.
process. And so
As a real estate professional,
as a real estate professional,
you have to.
you have to manage those expectations.
Yeah.
You have to be,
Yeah.
empathetic.
Right.
You have to be communicative. You
Mhm.
have to be patient.
Yeah. Because it is a very stressful time
It is for the clients.
for the clients.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we've got through
We've covered
all of the
Yeah.
pain points.
a lot of pain.
A lot of pain.
Yeah.
So transaction coordination
Yes.
definitely seems like a very
It
Yeah,
is a very demanding
yeah
part of
part of the job.
the real estate business.
Yeah. So it's really interesting to think about.
Yeah.
With the rise of AI
Yeah,
and all of the
yeah.
technology that's coming out,
Yeah.
do you think that in the future,
Yeah.
transaction coordination will become
Yeah.
automated?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know if it will ever be fully automated
Right.
because there's just so much nuance and
Yeah, and like human interaction.
human interaction and
Yeah.
problem solving
Right.
that's required.
Yeah. But do you think that it could alleviate
I think it could definitely alleviate
some of the pain points?
some of the pain points.
not-
Maybe the scheduling or
The scheduling, the document management,
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
I think AI could definitely help with that.
So it'll be interesting to see how
Yep.
that all plays out.
Absolutely.
So that's all the time we have.
For this deep dive.
All right.
But if you have any thoughts on transaction coordination
Yeah.
or how AI might play a role in the future,
Yeah.
please let us know.
Let us know.
We would love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
And as always, if you have any sources
Yeah.
that you want us to look at
Right.
for future deep dives, please send those our way.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.
We'll see you next time.
See you later.